much debate and much pressure, your girl Sully's gonna start reviewing books. Why? Because books. So I'm pretty late to the game, but now the what? I gave you warning before this started, so. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna start with the books I've read this month. So I just got a job, so my reading list is very long, but the books I finished are pretty short. So the books I finished this month already are Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. And so in this book you kind of follow this girl, her name's Kath. She has a twin named Ren, Catherine, get it? Because her mother was uncreative. And so you kind of follow her through this journey of being this awkward little nugget into kind of growing in self-confidence and, you know, learning to stand as her own person without relying on her twin or her dad. It was very similar to if you ever read Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zapati. That's not how you say her name, but, you know. Eliza and Her Monsters. Look it up. The best. A lot of this book talks about, like, writing fan fiction and, you know, kind of the world around that and how it affects people and how it's such a big thing in the book community. And so I really liked it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I feel like some interactions with characters, like I said, Kath and her mom. Kath's mom kind of, spoiler, left her when she was a child. And she has unresolved feelings about that. And I don't really think the book ever gets to the point where their relationship ever is okay. It just kind of, they have one interaction in the book and then that's it. She's forgotten. But it is a really good book. And I think Rainbow Rowell, I'm going to start reading a lot more of her books, as you'll see later. And then this book, Hunted by Megan Spooner. I literally finished this book yesterday. It is amazing. It's a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. It takes place in medieval Russia, which you get a lot of that. Their fairy tales and the names and a lot of, like, the culture from it. This book is different from a lot of the retellings of Beauty and the Beast that I've done or read. As you can see from my current read that I'm planning to finish by midnight tonight, called Cruel Beauty, which is also a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And the way that the two main characters, of course, Beauty and her Beast, they don't ever really have a love connection. They kind of just realize that they have a lot of similarities and they need someone to rely on, and they kind of find that in each other. So I really like that even though it was a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, it wasn't like the normal they fall in love and everything's okay because they love each other and her love changes him and his love changes her. It was more of they learned together that it was okay to want things that they weren't destined for. And so it was really a book about learning your wants and learning that it's okay to want things. And I really like the ending, which I may have to pick up more from Spooner because it was amazing. And I really was in a reading slump before I picked this up. And then, you know, now I'm not. Okay, as for my current read, I'm doing a reread of Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. This one I really think is super cute in the sense that it has a lot of Greek mythology in it, and then it has kind of a love story. I just like the interactions between the main girl, Nyx, and the so-called beast in the story. And of course it has demons. Who doesn't love books with demons in it?
They're alright.
Hmm?
Nothing. Keep going.
Yeah, Satan Child.
Don't call me that.
See, everybody loves the demon child.
Be quiet. Just
Okay,
go.
like I said earlier, I'm late to the game of BookTube and all this stuff. But this upcoming week is, of course, BookTube's, or what used to be known as BookTubeathon, now is Rush Readathon. And since I'm going to participate in it, I decided that now is the time to start doing these videos that will hopefully get better as we keep going on.
They will. They will.
Because so if you don't know what Rush Readathon is, it's a week-long reading-thon starting July 22nd and 28th of this month. Every day has a different book challenge. I also know that there's video challenges and other stuff. You can follow the Instagram page at Rush Readathon and learn a lot more about it. But this is just my TBR of what I'm going to read this week. And hopefully read all 7 of these books. Probably
7.
not. But we're going to try, because that's all you can do in this life. So the first book probe that you have to read is a book with purple on it. So like I said earlier, getting into a lot of Rainbow Rowell. I'm reading Carry On, because of course it has this beautiful purple dragon on it. And so what I really liked about Fangirl that kind of set it apart was that it actually contains snippets of this book and this book. Mind blowing. I know. So this is based a fan fiction that happens in Fangirl about this guy named Simon Snow, who it's kind of, a lot of people say it's like Harry Potter. I've never read Harry Potter. So we'll see if I end up reading Harry Potter because of this book. The next book is to read a book in one spot, and I've chosen Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis. That's probably not how you say your name. It's basically a self-help book, self-motivation book. It's 213 pages, and it's supposed to be really nice this week. So I'm probably going to sit outside on one of my days off and read this entire thing. And, of course, annotate it. Comments below. Annotate my books, because I'm a book center. I write in them. Comments below. Ask if you want that, because Sully will deliver. Satan Child's telling me not to, but
Who writes in books?
The angel.
You're not an angel. You're a potato. Keep going.
Isn't that a Satan Child? The third book probe is to read a book you should have read last year. I've chosen to read a book that I should have read 2 years ago, but still haven't. And that's A Genuine Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. I got this when I turned 16 in an owl crate. I've heard.
You're 18 though.
Yeah.
You seriously?
Yeah. So yeah, this is the story of a guy named, I believe his name is Monty. And he goes on this adventure with his sister and his best friend across Europe. They fight pirates. I've heard this is really funny. A lot of people like it. I know that Mackenzie Lee has released recently a book about Monty's sister. So we'll see if I end up picking that up. But should have read this 2 years ago. Haven't. About to do it. The fourth one is to read an author's first book. And like I said, I really have been into Russian fairy tales and stories about Russian history, like Romanov. That book. Jesus, that was amazing. So this is Catherine Arden's debut novel, The Bear and the Nightingale. Takes place in Siberia about this girl named Vasilisa. Dang. Them skills though. She was in Siberia during a time where a lot of the people in this culture are worshipping gods. Her father ends up remarrying this woman from Moscow, and she kind of wants the people and her stepdaughter to denounce these old gods and become, I think, Christian. Not sure. And Vasilisa kind of realizes that this is not a good idea, that there's going to be a lot of problems because of this. And of course, she's right. So, her journey about saving her people and her town. And then the fifth probe is the main character isn't human. I picked The 9 Lives of Chloe King. I think I got this like 5 years ago. Still haven't read it. Shout out to my cousin for giving it to me. Sorry I haven't read it.
Serious.
And so, I think I read some of it, and then I
Just dropped it and abandoned
DNF'd it.
You just abandoned it? That's sad.
Yeah. Meanwhile, so I know it's about this girl named Chloe King, and as you can see from the top, ABC did a series on it. I should probably watch that after. But anyway, it's the story of a girl named Chloe King who kind of figures out, like, that she may not be human, and there may be some implications about that, because now she has super reflexes and claws, and of course 9 lives. But when the forces are evil after you, I think you need more than 9 lives, unless you're Sully. I can take on anything evil. Finally, the last one is to read a book with a movie adaptation and watch it. Bending the Rules. I've already watched this movie, House Moving Castle by Diana Wayne Jones. There's a Ghibli movie animation. Super cute.
Amazing. 10 out of 10.
Definitely 10 out of 10. It's one of my favorite movies, and so finally, just this year, I figured out that there was a book, and so now I'm going to read it. If you haven't seen the movie, it's about this girl named Sophie who ends up getting cursed by a witch, and she ends up going and kind of meeting this wizard named Howl, who's very into his looks and very
Pretty boy. He's a pretty boy.
Yes, he's a pretty boy. He just kind of cares about his looks and doesn't really.
He's like
care
one of
about,
those guys. He's like one of those guys who look in the mirror too long.
Yeah, and he doesn't really care about much else until he meets Sophie, and Sophie kind of kicks his butt into gear. So that's my TBR for Rush Readathon. We're gonna vlog every day of this next week. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, this is the first video of this thing. So, you know, go out and read books and experience the world. And I'll see you probably tomorrow.